Fire doesn't always destroy us. Sometimes it transforms us. Welcome to Thriving After the Fire, where real survivors share real stories of resilience, healing, and rising from the ashes.
Keith, thank you so much for joining us. We understand that you have been through complete hell. You were in a horrendous car accident that should have left you dead, but didn't. And we're really glad that you're here,
Me too.
alive and with us today.
Me too.
So let's just dive right in. You were a tremendous athlete. You were in the time of your life. You had just graduated high school. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so the morning of October 30th, 2015, I was running an errand for my mom. I did not know where I was going, so I figured out the address, put it into my GPS. My GPS wasn't talking to me for whatever reason, and that forced me to watch the road and the navigation system on my phone, which is equivalent to texting while driving.
Yeah.
And the memory that came back to me was I stared at my phone for too long. By the time I gazed my attention back to the road, I was drifting to the right off the road. I yanked the wheel in a panic.
And
I
totally overcorrected.
I overcorrected. I lost control. I spun out of control. I went airborne. I hit a tree. And when I hit that tree, again, it was October 30th, 2015. The tree wiped me out for the rest of that year because I did not wake up again to myself until January 1st, 20.
In a car accident, hit a tree, and then you didn't wake up until months later.
I woke up. I experienced two different comas: a medically induced coma and a semi-coma. A semi-coma is when you're up, but you have no clue what's going on around you. And during that semi-coma state, I was up, but I wasn't myself. I did not wake up to myself till January 1st, 2016.
Wow. Wow, that must have been a horrendous experience. So you had to stay at the hospital for quite some time.
I guess so. Yeah, 3 months.
Well, you were in a coma for 3 months, but you stayed a lot longer in the hospital.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I did not know it because I did not wake up to January 1st, 2016. So
Right.
when I say I suppose so, or I guess so, is because it's what I was told. I,
Right. You
I
don't
don't
have any memory.
right.
Wow. And then you moved to Timber Ridge, correct?
Correct.
Which is
That's where I woke up at.
that's where you woke up, and that's, is it a hospital, a rehabilitation center? What is Timber Ridge?
Emerge a brain injury rehabilitation center. It's in the middle of nowhere. Some call it the boonies or whatever, but yeah, it's a neurorestorative like brain injury rehab.
Wow. So tell us about that experience. What were the challenges that you faced? What did you have to like, was it physical? Was it more mental? What did that look like for you?
For me, it was both mental and physical. You see, I remember telling myself when I first woke up, I was like, I know people are gonna like my character. I know they're gonna like my sense of humor. I was like, I'm not here to play games. I'm here to learn how to walk, learn how to talk, do everything I can't do again. I'm here to relearn them things and just that, and then I'm ready to bounce. You know what I'm saying?
So you literally had to learn how to walk and talk all over again.
All over again. And the crazy thing about it is that wasn't the hardest thing to relearn to do. The hardest thing I have to say was relearning to use my filter.
No.
Yeah, relearning not to say whatever that came to mind.
Gosh, yeah, that must have been challenging.
So challenging.
Oh my goodness. So you would just like whatever came to your mind came right out. There was no filter whatsoever.
I was telling myself, I'm like, I'm here for business. I'm just here to learn how to do stuff. And then eventually I just was like, man, I didn't last for like a week. That thought process did not last for a week because I was like, that would be so boring. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. And I'm like, it would be so boring not to laugh, not to make other people laugh, you know?
And you do. You have a very fun, very charming, very engaging personality. For those who don't know, Keith and I do a lot of work together in the brain injury community. and we've become really good friends. I would say we've become really good friends. I don't know, maybe. But so, yeah, I can't imagine you not having your personality and being all about business. That just, it wouldn't be Keith.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm so glad I dropped that because, I feel like a lot of good things, a lot of benefits came from that. I met a lot of good things, a lot of benefits came from that. I met a lot of good, cool people and everything, and was able to motivate a lot of good people. And if I was just strictly business, I wouldn't be able to turn frowns upside down.
Right. And that's one thing you are really, really good at. And so you learned how to walk, talk, do everything all over again. And if I remember right, you spent like over a year in rehab,
Yeah,
right?
I arrived, well, mentally, I arrived January 1st, 2016, and I discharged September 8th, 2017. About
Wow.
a half,
About a year and 9 months, 8 or 9 months. Wow. So almost 2 years fully between the coma and the recovery time.
right, right.
Man, that's a long time.
Yeah,
I bet that was challenging, very challenging. But I love your determination.
me too.
That's some people when they're down and out, they kind of lose that motivation, but you never did.
I told myself early on in rehab when I couldn't even lift myself up, I told myself, I was like, man, I was like, there's people that's in this, that down and out just like I am, and they only can blink. They can only blink their eyes. They can move anything. They can only blink, and it's gonna be for the rest of their lives. Here I am. I have to put, can't move and everything like I used to right now. However, I have the potential to get better. I don't think I don't have an excuse to throw pity parties. And then I told myself, I'm like, throwing a pity party. For example, I woke up January 1st, 2016. If I would have threw myself a pity party January 1st, 2016, when I woke up January 2nd, 2016, I still would have been in the same predicament. So my thing is like, why throw myself a pity party? It's not going to change anything. So might as well get to work.
And you did. And now you're not just able to walk and talk now. You're even like living on your own and doing all sorts of amazing stuff. Tell us about that.
Is when okay, so back in rehab, we had an assignment to read about our injuries. The injury that I have is it's called a diffuse axonal TBI, a diffuse axonal brain injury. Fun fact about it that's not so fun is 90% of people who acquire a diffuse axonal, they die. They do not wake up from their coma.
Right.
And
So
10%,
the chances of you dying were 90%. You beat the odds by far.
you got it. And and I remember I got so stoked when I saw that, and I sent my mom a picture, took a picture, I sent it to her, and I was like, "Mama, your boy beat the 90%." I was ecstatic, and then I focused on the category I fell up under. Since I beat that 90, what category I fall up under, which is that 10, and that 10 said they remain 10% remain significantly impaired. And I retext my mom. I said, I'm going to prove doctors and scientists wrong. I will not remain significantly impaired. And as of right now, like 11 years later, I feel like I've overcame I did exactly what I said, because I'm like, because I cook my own food, I have to get my own groceries, I cook my own food, I wash my own, clean my own plates, you know what I'm saying? I wipe my own butt. I feel like I'm doing this
You
thing.
made it. You're
Um,
living in your own apartment even
exactly,
with no supports whatsoever.
exactly. I pay my own bills. I do this thing.
That's so amazing. I'm so proud of you. And it's sheer determination. So you not only beat the 90% by living, but you were determined to beat that 10% that's significantly impaired for the rest of their lives. And here you are. You didn't just survive, you are totally thriving. I love it. This is part of why you're our very first survivor story. So proud of you. So tell me a little bit about what you are up to now.
If I was in rehab, my speech therapist, the lady who taught me how to talk, she told me, she was like, Keith, someone told me to tell you that you should write a book. I said, who? And she pointed up, and I looked up, straight into, I looked straight into the sun. And then the epiphany hit me, like, what she meant by pointing up, like, God. God told her to tell me to write a book. I was like, girl, I don't even read. Like, what I look like writing a book? I don't even read, but however, after some time passed, like, probably maybe like a month or whatever, I was bored and I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a book. I was writing it. Like,
Wow.
here's the chapter title. That's the first one. It's titled "A Setback Setting Up for a Major Comeback. Brain injury doesn't mean it's game over." And about that book is basically the start of my story. Like, it's telling you about that speech therapist. The story I just told you with her pointing up and me looking into the blinding sun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it tells all that. It tells all the different therapists. My different therapists, I absolutely adore them. I love them very much. That second one is titled "From Setbacks to Comebacks." Don't try it alone. That "don't try it alone" part is is paramount, because I was telling you one time, I was like, when you start, like when you learn how to walk, learn how to talk, I can even run. When you do things like that, when you build yourself back up from the ground, you start smiling yourself. You feel like you can do it, and you feel like you can do everything, and you feel like you can do things by yourself. Like you don't need no one. So that was my attitude for a little bit. I'm like, I don't need no one. Like I can do this. I got this. I got this. I'm big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And no, I'm not big dog.
It didn't work out so well.
It doesn't work out so well. Don't try it on. Don't try it alone. Like don't be
I just realized that's the purpose in the title, "Don't Try It Alone." Yeah.
don't try it alone.
You
Don't be
need other people.
exactly. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah,
Because
from your village, we all need each other.
exactly.
Yeah. Wow, that's wonderful. So you've written 2 books.
Hmm.
You have a 3rd one on the way?
Yeah, I have a third one. I haven't been writing. I think I finished the third one, and I just feel like God is shifting me in a different direction with that one. So I might toss it and start a new one. The third one is just another continuation.
I love it. I'm so proud of you. The other thing that you do 2 other things that I'm aware of. I don't know what else, but it just goes to show that you aren't just surviving, you're totally thriving. You help run a peer support group, became a peer mentor to other people with brain injuries. So tell us a little bit about that.
I love to turn frowns upside down.
Yeah, you do. You're so good at it too.
It like put a smile on my face too.
Mm.
My very first scheduled date to work at Baptist. I met this young man. He was telling me about his injury and he was crying and everything. I was like, yeah, I can tell. Because I kind of have a chill, cool persona, and so I was
Just a
like,
little bit. Just
yeah,
a
it's
little
just
bit.
just a little bit.
He's
So
totally a cool guy.
most definitely. And so I was telling him, I was like, hey man, I was like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to cry. I was like, cry, man. I was like, cry. Like feel that stuff, man. I was like, I need you to feel it. And when you finish
Get it
crying,
out.
yeah, and when you finish getting it out, when you finish crying, I need you to get to work. And I was telling him, I was like, the reason I say that is because I feel like because back when I first woke up from my injury and I wanted to cry so bad, and I would feel tears about to come, but they never would come. And so I eventually learned to suck it up. I suck it up like okay, whatever. And then however, I feel like a lot of things outbursts that I may have, it came out in anger, and I feel like if I could have cried maybe back then maybe it would not be so bad now. But you
You
know,
kinda bottled it all in.
exactly. And I've gotten a lot better. Even now I've gotten a lot better, but for years it was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, just dealing with TBI issues.
So tell everybody your famous phrase.
My TBI be TBIing.
He even has T-shirts. My TBI be TBIing, because that's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
favorite saying.
Right, right. And with
And
that,
so, what does that look like when your TBI is TBIing? Because you told me a little bit about it, but help everyone else understand, like, your spoons and your glitch Keith and help
okay,
them understand. Because even though you've made so much progress, you still have a brain injury and you still have some, I don't want to say limitations because you're not limited to anything you're doing, but you have to adjust the way that you do some things.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I start with glitch keep. So I named my the TBI side. I named it glitch keep. I heard that that's a good way. I think it was from Carol Star. Like
Yes.
just to name your other side makes a lot of things better. So I'm like, okay.
Kind of give it its own personality when you're acting up.
Exactly. I'm like, so let me get this a try. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I named it Glitch Keep. And here's why I named it Glitch, named him Glitch Keep is because I talked about my cool persona, my chill persona, and so however I get when I run out of spoons or when I get irritated or something like that, like the glitch happens. Now I'm no longer the cool Keep that you know.
You're not.
Yeah, I'm about to mess up your world. But yeah, so the spoon I like to use the spoon analogy because okay, so every TBI person we start off with 10 spoons when we wake up in the morning. As we go through our day, we start depleting spoons, we start losing spoons. The closer we get to one or zero,
Glitch Keith starts to come out.
yeah, the bad person, like the irritable person, and for me that is glitch keep, you know what I'm saying? And so here's how my day worked. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I say my prayers. I thank the Lord for protecting me throughout the night. I fix breakfast. I like to work out, but yeah, you can't tell through the shirt, but I like to work out. And
I
so
actually had to make him take his pull-up bar down because you could see it and it looked like it was coming out of his neck. So, yeah, he loves to work out. He has an entire room just for working out.
yeah. So I like to work out. So and whenever I work out, that takes 3 spoons. So now I have 5 left.
And it's still the morning, and
As
you only have 5 spoons of energy left
exactly,
before
and
Glitch Keith comes out.
exactly, exactly, and so now I have 5 left, and so now I take my shower. That's gonna take a spoon, and now it's lunchtime. That's gonna take a spoon, and now I have like 3 left. And so, but and here's the blessing: when a lot of people when they go to sleep, they get some of their spoons back. When I go to sleep, I get all my spoons back. So now it's probably like because probably took a nap because of the workout and everything after lunch. So now it's probably like 1 or 2, and I have 10 spoons to get me throughout the rest of my day, and that's what's up for me.
That's a coping skill. You had to learn that if you didn't take that nap and reset those spoons, Glitch Keith was who everybody was gonna have to deal with.
Exactly. And the other thing, and this is fairly important, like if I know I have like hypothetically speaking, if I know I'm gonna be seeing someone throughout the day, a girl's coming over or something, like I don't want her to I don't want her to deal with glitch Keith, so I'm gonna skip that workout, I love working out, but I will skip that workout to preserve spoons.
That's awesome. That's so insightful for you to know your limitations and make the adaptations to your life so that you can manage your brain injury. That's awesome. So, you've written 2 books, you help lead a peer support group, and you also help me with a book club that's for other traumatic brain injury survivors. So, we read Carol Starr's book last, which is the one you mentioned where you learn to name your glitch. I think she calls hers Glenhilda, if I remember right. So when she loses all her spoons and gets really angry and agitated and starts to shut down and becomes really confused and disoriented, then she becomes, I think it was Glenhilda, I can't remember. But so we are finished with her book in the TBI group, and we're doing yours next. So everyone that is a part of our TBI group, which is free, anyone with a brain injury is welcome to join us or even their support system because it's really helpful for the support system to learn and understand more about brain injury too. So we're doing your book next. I'm really excited. Yeah. And because it is a brain injury group, it's very adapted. So you don't even have to read. Like you said, you don't read. I'm not a big reader either, which is funny because look, I've got all these books. I love to collect books and I read them for research, but I'm not the kind of person that sits down and reads, just a book for pleasure or
Yeah,
from beginning to end kind of thing. That's not normally what I do. But in this book club, I'm really enjoying doing it. And we read together and then we discuss and we talk about how it's affecting our lives. Because for those of you who don't know my story, I have a brain injury as well. Mine is not near as severe. I never was hospitalized. It wasn't a traumatic brain injury. What did you teach me it was called? Was it acquired?
yeah, acquired brain.
Acquired brain injury. But yeah, mine makes me a quarter blind in both eyes. Mine affects, I think it's called the occipital region of the brain that affects my vision and it may affect some other stuff, but mostly the main thing that I have to deal with is the vision issue. So we all get together, we read for 10, 15 minutes, and then we just talk about what we learned and how it affects us, and it's really more of a support group. I love it. We've
Yeah,
become like family.
if so.
Yeah. We even have somebody all the way from Alaska. Kim, hey, we love you. Because she's going to watch this. And everyone else out there, we love everyone in the group. It's been an amazing journey. It's been a pilot program for UAMS, and they are so good to us. They buy the books and they support the program. I just love it. But I'm so super proud of you. The things that you're able to accomplish, given that you're not even supposed to be alive right now, it's
Yeah,
really amazing.
that is. I wouldn't say I'm not supposed to be alive, but
90% chance you weren't supposed to be alive.
you, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a bit of advice for people that you like to share that are feeling very overwhelmed in the moment because, on this show, we're going to talk about all different kinds of trauma or tragedy and how to overcome it. And you have a really good bit of advice that you like to tell people. Would you share that with us?
For $5. No, I'm just back. Back when I was learning Spanish, I learned one of the very first phrases I learned was "Un día a la vez y un paso a la," which means one day at a time and one step at a time. You see, and that was that was imperative to me. That was because that showed me like not to take things on at once, not to take too many things on at once. It's just one day at a time, one step at a time. Just reminds me a little bit at a time, like the old proverb that says, "You want to eat an elephant, it's gonna have to be one piece at a time. You're gonna hurt yourself trying to eat that."
Eat the whole thing, right? You can't. You can't eat the whole thing. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself trying to at least.
Yeah.
So
That's great advice for people who don't have a brain injury, especially a traumatic brain injury. That's great advice for anyone, for just everyday people doing everyday things, but especially for survivors. Well, Keith, thank you so much for joining us. And we are really proud of you. You survived an unimaginable situation and you came out on top and you're thriving after the fire. You're an author. You are a peer mentor, you help with the book club, but you are also helping me create a website.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Survivorscollab.org. So in our survivorscollab.org, we're going to help promote other survivors who are doing amazing things that want to help support themselves, but maybe don't know how or don't have the money to publicize themselves. So we're going to give them for free, thanks to a generous donation from somebody that we both know. We're going to give them that opportunity through a free web page, and each survivor will have their own page and be able to advertise whatever it is that they do, sell, make, write, whatever. So thank you, Keith, for being a part of that project with me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So the intro, the phoenix that we have in the intro, Keith and I design that together. So it's really special that you're our first guest. And I'm very excited to do this with you. All right. Well, you have an amazing day and keep cheering everyone up and motivating people because you're just amazing at it.
Thank you. Thank you. Will do.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye, Keith. Bye, everyone. Join us next time.
If you'd like to learn more about Keith Handcock or TBI resources, please click on the link below. Thriving After the Fire and SurvivorsCollab.org are brought to you by Reinventing Ourselves, a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to promoting health, happiness, and hope.